Hey guys, it's Stephanie with Simarchy and welcome to a speed build. Today we are building a modern beach living home. And I know I've been doing a lot of beachy type builds lately, but you know what? That's kind of what I'm into. That's kind of my dream home scenario. Like, I don't even care what type of house it is, as long as it's on the water, that makes me happy. So that tends to be what I gravitate towards when I build. So this I did copy from a photo, of course. I guess I'm pretty much known for doing that lately. Again, just still trying to really learn and grasp building. I know you guys think and say I'm a great builder, which I totally appreciate. I really, really do. But when it comes to like just doing certain things, I still need a lot of practice. So I've been using reference photos to kind of guide me along. And this one's no different. Of course, the back I made up all by myself because, you know, most times when you look up photos online, you don't see pictures of the whole house. So it's pretty much just like the front that I copied from a photo. And I think it was just like some random Google image. It wasn't anything in particular. I just needed a little bit of inspiration to go off of, and I knew I wanted to build on this lot. I've actually built a few things on this lot recently just because I really like it. I don't know if you're going to get a great view of it until we get into the screenshots, but it's right on the water in Windenburg, and it's literally water pretty much on all three sides. And I love that because you get these beautiful, gorgeous views, which you will see in the screenshots at the end. Now, there is a couple things I want to talk about, and I know I'm going to get like all, well, I don't want to say sad, but definitely, you guys probably know already if you saw my channel update video that I'm going to be posting less videos per week. And there was a couple reasons for that, but the main one being that it is coming into the really, really busy season at my store right now. And I have to be able to concentrate on that to make money because, you know, I actually make money from my store in real life. I don't really make money off YouTube. So this is more of just a hobby. So sometimes it has to take the back burner to real life. And then in addition to that, I figured if I made, 3 videos a week instead of 7, I would be able to do some more fun and elaborate builds. Now, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this video. I sort of have lost my motivation to do that. Like, it's kind of hard to explain because I haven't lost my passion for the game at all. Like, if anything, I'm even more inspired, and I've been watching a lot of videos and just, I love building, but for some reason I haven't been feeling very inspired to make videos. And so instead of sticking to that very strict schedule that I talked about, Tuesday being a speed build, Thursday being a furnish me, and Saturday being a featured house tour, I think I'm just going to kind of do what I want when I want. And the main reason for that is I think so being an anarchist, if you guys don't know, Simarchy stands for Sims and Anarchy. I generally have a disposition against rules and authority. So when I give myself such a strict schedule to stick to and I pre-plan my build ideas, it feels like it's something I have to do instead of something I'm doing out of enjoyment. So I think that's the best way to explain it. Like, it almost feels like it's become a job or a chore when it's so pre-planned like that. I think I really just want to go back to the roots of what make me happy in this game, and that's just kind of, like I said, doing what I want when I want. If I feel inspired to do a big, giant, elaborate build that takes me 20 hours, then I'll do that. But if I want to do something like this, which I would just consider like a small to medium-sized house, you'll see I don't do a whole lot of clutter and, super crazy decorating on the inside. It's pretty simplistic. I consider this more of like a small to medium build. And if I feel like doing that, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to force myself to do something big and gigantic and elaborate and unique every single week like I initially said I was going to. I thought I could pull that off, but my gosh, it's harder than I thought. I actually did one, which isn't coming. Ooh, my water bottle just made a weird noise. I did do one, which isn't coming out until sometime in October because it's more of a spooky themed build. And I'm doing that with a friend. It's going to be a collab. I don't want to really spoil anything, but that one took me over 8 hours to build. And then another few hours went into editing the footage because obviously when you have something with such long footage, even when you condense it down to 600 or 700 times the speed, it's still, for me, that particular video was still over an hour of footage sped up. So I really had to go through and fine tune that and pick out like the best parts of the speed build and, speed other things up and slow it down to really make it look good. That itself took me another few hours to do. And then, of course, I still have to do the voiceover, edit the voiceover footage and all that, the audio footage, whatever you would call it. So that build, even though it is big and elaborate and fun and amazing, is probably going to end up taking me like 15 to 20 hours because I still also have to film the video tour, and that in itself like can take a few hours because it's like a whole separate video, and then that's condensed down to 5 or so minutes at the end of the video. It's a lot more work than that I anticipated. So even if I did one big elaborate build a week, that's only one video. The amount of time it would take me to make that one video, I could literally pump out like at least 10 to 20 smaller videos that I'm used to doing, like room builds and apartment builds and things like that, little cast challenges. So it's not realistic for me at this time to put out one of those every single week. It would be impossible. It would take me more work than I was doing pumping out daily videos. But I still want to do those types of builds. So I'm just going to maybe like do them once a month, or just, again, whenever I'm inspired. I don't want to put a number on it. I don't want to commit to this strict schedule and then change my mind and upset people. So I'm just going to kind of do what I want when I want. I know that sounds crazy. I'm horrible, but I feel like that's going to help me get the passion back. And, maybe I will be inspired to make a big crazy build every week. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just want to do something like this or do a tiny home. I don't want to completely eliminate those from the channel just because I said I was gonna. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I've been all over the place, and like my good friends, I want to give a shout out to Dylan and Max because I know I've been specifically driving them crazy by like every day. I'm like, I'm going to do a big elaborate build. No, I'm going to go back to 7 videos a week. No, I'm not going to post it all. Like I've gone through a lot these past couple weeks, and I want to thank them very much for letting me rant and helping me come up with ideas. And then I did take a poll in my Facebook group, the Simarchy. I will make sure to link that below if you guys want to check that out. If you're on Facebook and you want to join that group, it's where we discuss different ideas for live streams or builds that I want to do. And of course, it's a community of simmers that share their sims, their stories, their videos. It's a lot of fun. So I'll make sure to link that below if you want to join. I did a poll asking if they prefer like the big elaborate builds and less videos or more videos that are shorter and simpler. And then I said, well, what about a third option where I just do what I want when I want? And most people were like, yeah, do that one, do what makes you happy. So that's what I'm going to do. Just, it's my channel. It's supposed to be for fun. Let's just leave that at that. You'll get your at least 3 videos a week in our Sunday live stream. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna, be more flexible on myself. Go a little easier on myself. So with that being said, the other thing I wanted to talk about, like I said, I don't want this to get like too deep or dark or like philosophical or anything like that, but you guys again may or may not have known from the updates on my video that I live in Florida and I was directly impacted by Hurricane Irma, and it was, oh gosh, like I don't even know how to explain it. It messed with my mind so much you can't even imagine unless you've been in a situation like that before, and I personally never had. The problem, I don't know if I'd call it a problem, but I mean, how can I explain this? Okay, so I am generally not scared of a lot of things. Like, I have irrational fears of, like, clowns and aliens, but when it comes to, like, life or death situations, I'm just pretty easygoing about it. I don't really have fears of dying or, like, fears of doom. Like, I don't know. I don't really think about that kind of stuff. But when the hurricane was being presented to us, that it was going to hit Florida, it was going to hit Tampa specifically. They were talking about, a lot of people were probably going to die or be injured, and a lot of people were going to lose their homes, and, your roof's going to blow off, and everything's going to be flooded. The whole city's going to be underwater. Florida's just going to disappear. There's going to be no more Florida. Like, it was bad. It was, like, very doomsday type stuff going around on the media, which I totally understand. Like, again, going back to the whole anarchy thing, like, I already am really selective about what I take in and what I process, because I don't know, I generally don't trust the media. I generally don't trust the government. I'm just more of a, let me think for myself type person. But seeing all the hysteria about the hurricane did affect me. As much as I kept saying I was fine, there were a few moments when I was lying in bed, had no power, didn't know if my roof was going to blow off, didn't know if my car was going to be submerged in water, didn't know if my store windows were going to break and all the inventory was going to fly away. I had no idea what was going to happen. And thankfully, nothing like that happened. I know there are some areas that did get hit bad, and there are some people who lost their homes and some people that lost their lives. So I definitely don't want to underplay it, because it's definitely better to be prepared than not to be prepared. So, I don't regret anything. I don't regret the way anything went down. I took the precautions I needed to protect me and my family and my cats and my store, and I made decisions that I thought were good for us. Again, luckily, nothing happened here. I was only out of power for a day. My car is fine, my store is fine, my apartment's fine, all my friends and family are fine. Thankfully, it wasn't bad for me. But having those moments that I said where I just had to make decisions. If something happens and we were forced to emergency evacuate, what would I take with me? What's important? What's the first thing I would grab? If I could only grab one bag, what would I pack in that bag? And so, of course, I start going through the priorities. Well, the cats are number one. Worst case emergency scenario, I had the cat carriers in front of the door. I would throw them in there and run. Call my dad. My dad's in the other room. I'd be like, Dad, let's run. Grab the cats and run. That would be, if we just had to get out of the apartment. And then there was the second case scenario where we were just told, you have an hour to pack a bag and get out, which I actually did pack a bag just to be safe. I actually had, technically 2 bags. One had my clothes and, I guess technically 3 bags, clothes and toiletries and towels and batteries and, things that you would need in an emergency situation. Another bag had my laptop, my external hard drives with all of my Sims footage, things like that, which I probably wouldn't have grabbed in a real emergency. That's just you have to leave for a couple days. That's something I would have grabbed. And then I had my purse, which had, more valuable and sentimental things, photos of my family, important legal documents. So just having to do that and go through those emotions really just put things into perspective of what's important in life, what's the topic of my priority list and things like that. What would I do in that situation? How would I survive? Where would I go? Those are things you generally don't think about. So that really just messed with my head, and not necessarily in a bad way, but just kind of in a way where, okay, nothing is that important in life besides your life, your health, and your loved ones. Nothing else is important. If I had to leave my laptop and my TV and my external hard drives and I don't know, my trinkets, my collectibles, if I had to leave that stuff and I lost that stuff forever, I was prepared. I was mentally prepared that I would be okay. And just, again, having to think about that really puts things into perspective. So for a good week after that, actually, yesterday was a week. From the time that I'm recording this, it's Monday. I'm going to post this tomorrow, which is Tuesday. It's only been a week, and I'm only now starting to get back into a normal routine. A lot of people still don't have power. The grocery store is still out of stock on things. Gas is still really expensive. We're still feeling the effects of the hurricane now. So only now am I starting to get back into a normal routine. But, the last thing on my mind was The Sims. I'm going to be honest. The last thing on my mind was The Sims. Although I did pre-prepare and I did record my featured house tours and I uploaded them for the week, so I would have videos the whole week in case I was out of power. After all that happened, I just had to reprioritize things. And we're into the screenshots, so I'm so sorry I didn't really talk about this build, but my whole point was I'm starting to get back to normal, but I didn't have the inspiration or the motivation that I really needed to build and play The Sims. So it's gonna take me a little bit to get there. So I really appreciate you guys just being here with me along this journey and being so supportive. And yeah, I'm still gonna make videos. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. It's just I'm gonna do what I want when I want. That's the point of the video. And screenshots. I hope you guys enjoy this house. I guess I should mention, like, super quick, I did technically build this for Dylan. I'll make sure to link his channel, and I talked about Max earlier. I'll link her channel too. He's the one who gave me the inspiration to build this, and it was supposed to be for him, his sim self and his sim self boyfriend. He wanted a gamer house, which I did not, like, I don't know. I went the opposite way and I did my dream house somehow. So technically this is for you, Dylan, and technically it's for me. So I'm sorry I didn't make the house that you wanted, but I hope you guys enjoy the home anyways. Of course, it's available on the gallery for you guys to download. I'm so out of breath. Oh my gosh, I need to, like, calm down now. There's that beautiful shot of the ocean. Ah, beautiful Windenburg. All right, guys. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos. I will see you next time, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks for listening to me rant, as always. I love you all very, very much. There's a few seconds left, so I am, like, just stringing this along. All right, enjoy the last final screenshots here. Bye, guys. Wait, that's not my proper outro. Bye! Wait, guys, before you go anywhere, don't forget to click over here to watch new videos and click on my face when I disappear to subscribe.